I have a question for you. If your current employer asked you to relocate or you were offered a job in another city, would you have to think about it first or would you jump at the chance? Why is the thought of starting over or doing something new and exciting for some but nearly heart-stopping for others? Would you know what questions to ask yourself when considering to make such a decision of relocating? Hi, I'm Brandon Grass with eXp Realty, and in today's video, we are going to explore the top 10 questions to ask when considering a relocation. Number one, can I afford it? I'm sure this seems like an obvious duh thing to consider, but a move, especially a big one across provinces, can be overwhelmingly financially. Honestly, you just can't budget enough for the big move. No matter how much you plan for, last minute expenses will probably creep up. And you want to make sure you have enough saved up to more than exceed what you think you'll need. No one needs stress like a flat tire as you're driving to your new city, but you spend every penny just to pay the movers or turn on the electricity at the new home. Number two, are there friends or family who live near my new location? If so, great. That will make it a much easier transition for you. But if you're like most people relocating and the answer is no, it can be a very isolating and lonely experience at first. If the thought of leaving your closest childhood friends makes your stomach queasy, this may not be the right time for a relocation. Number three, what is the job market like there? Most people already have a job lined up before they consider moving, but not everyone always does. Do you know what the job market is like before you pack up all your worldly possessions and head out into the sunset? If not, you definitely need to do your research first, and really, unless you have a huge nest egg you can live on while you look for a job, it would be better to have one before you move. Is the job market expanding or is the industry you're in dying in the new city? Be sure to research employers and see what the market is like specifically for them in the new city. Even cultures can vary for the same company in different locations. If possible, interview current employees to get their input. Number four, is it worth relocating for my job? This one has to do with, you guessed it, cost of living. The cost of living varies from province to province and city to city, and can vary widely from more rural areas to large cities. Be sure to research salary expectations for comparable positions where you are thinking of moving to. Actually knowing such information as how much local groceries are, average rent, mortgages, gas, taxes, etc. can help you negotiate the right salary to have the same living standard that you do before you make your move. Now, sometimes moving is the best thing for you financially because the cost of living is so much lower in the new city. But what if it's the opposite is true? Would you be willing to move if you were going to lose money? I have this exact video that answers all of these questions on what you can expect the cost of living to be in Kelowna. I'll link it right up here to watch after this video. Number five, when is the best time of year to move? This may seem like a silly thing to consider, but in different cities or housing markets, rent can actually fluctuate based on the time of year. Another consideration is the weather, where you are moving from versus where you are moving to. Are you moving in the middle of a blizzard season, for instance? Now, here in the Okanagan, that's a very important consideration. Number six, what is the real estate market like in the new locations? And where are the good neighborhoods if you're used to paying, say, $750 for rent, but the same type of place you live in now goes for $1,250 a month? You definitely want to know that up front. If you really want to move, but you're used to living alone, would you be willing to get roommates? Would you need them in place before you moved, or could you look for them after? Do you know the new area at all to know where to stay away from, or do you need to research it first? If you know someone already in the new area, be sure to get their input about this. If not, consider finding a realtor in the new area to connect with. They can help direct you to whatever you are looking for. In addition, there are usually lots of companies who specifically help people relocate and can answer questions about where you are moving to. Use whoever you can trust that knows the area to figure out exactly where you'll want to land. It'll be much better experience from the get-go. Number 7, is the culture of the city a good fit for me? And could I actually be happy there? The same way when you choose a new home, you want to walk in and feel that it's home. You want to make sure the new city feels like home too. Different cities all have different vibes, and you want to make sure it's a good fit for you and your personality. Certainly, you'll want to discover what the new city has to offer and decide if it's enough for you. If you like to bike and are used to riding your bike to work, moving to a new city with no bike paths is probably not going to make you happy. Are you a foodie or food snob? Does the new city offer enough variety in cuisine to keep you happy? Number 8, what are my real reasons for making this move, and do they make sense? What is your goal? Are you trying to get away from an old life and starting over in a new city where no one knows you sounds like bliss? Are you moving for your spouse's job? Can you live with it once the decision is made? Is the move absolutely necessary, or are there other avenues you haven't explored yet? Number 9, do I have a backup plan if things don't work out? Let's face it, not to be a Debbie Downer, but sometimes things just don't work out like we think, and the move we were so excited about turns out to be a mistake. Perhaps the job isn't what you thought, or a relationship changes. If that's the case, did you keep some money stashed to return home or find another place to live? Moving is certainly a big adventure, and you never want to give up on it too soon, since new places bring new relationships and new opportunities. But do you have enough to keep you going through the rough patch? Number 10, what am I losing or gaining if I leave? Moving can feel like one big sacrifice as our lives get completely turned upside down. Simply moving from one town to the next can leave you reeling. But city to city, be sure to weigh all the pros and cons for if you decide to move versus if you decide not to move. Take a few minutes to appreciate what you have, where you are, and then allow yourself to dream of what you could have in another place. Goal setting is always a great idea too, to help you stay on track whether you decide now is a good time for you to move or in the future. I hope these 10 questions help you in considering whether or not to move. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're looking for a realtor in the Okanagan to help you with your relocation plans, I'd love the opportunity to work with you. Give me a call, send me a text or email, and let's get a conversation started. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.